Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. And you're going to see this is going to be a big episode. A lot is happening in the market. So many cards are going up in value this week. I think there's a number of reasons for it. First off, prices have been dropping, so I think now people are seeing these low prices, picking up some cards. I think there's some speculation going on too on cheaper cards. Also, Ikoria and Commander 2020 have been revealed. That leads to more purchases, whether people are just fans of Standard and they're watching new deck brews, or if they want to pick up things for Commander and they're trying to upgrade their Commander 2020 decks even before they get them. There's a lot of that going on. You have content creators doing a lot of content right now on these new cards and deck upgrades and new deck lists. So I think it's just a perfect storm right now of a lot happening at the same time. Just a quick reminder though, before I start with all the prices, if you go to flipsidegaming.com, you can still use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. However, they are closed right now. They're not shipping currently from the orders on their website. Just wanted you to be aware of that. Without any further ado though, let's get into it. We're going to begin as we always do with Standard, and we're going to look at the top 10 Standard legal cards that have lost value this week. Coming in at number 10 is Brazen Borrower. It goes down 28 cents to $16.96. So this card, as well as a number of other cards on this list, are going down because of the 2020 Challenger decks printing more copies. In this case, you can find a copy of this card in Flash of Ferocity. And this is a popular card. I mean, at the end of the last Standard season, it was doing well in some decks that could carry over into this season. Things like Jeskai Fires, Temur Reclamation, Temur Adventure, Simic and Temur Flash, and more. In Modern, it sees playing Grixis Wurza. More decks in that format to play this. Even see some Legacy play. Number 9 is Murderous Rider, going down 45 cents to $3.49. There's 2 copies of this one in the Final Adventure Challenger deck. That's why this card has gotten soft. Saw a lot of play last season in Standard and Mono Black Aggro and other decks there. Pioneer, it's in Salte Delirium, Mono Black Aggro, and more. Number 8 is Temple of Enlightenment, but this is the one from Born of the Gods. It goes down 46 cents to $3. And even though the Born of the Gods copy isn't there, you can find a Theros Beyond Death copy in the Allied Fires Challenger deck, which is why this one has softened up. It's still a big Standard staple though, great for mid-range decks, and it sees Pioneer and Modern play too. Number 7 is Oakenform, the one from Core Set 2020. It goes down 47 cents to 89 cents. Can't find this one in the regular draft booster packs. The only place to get this variation of the card is if you get the Green Welcome deck from a local game store. There's only one copy in that product, and you don't see a lot of people selling those online, which is why the prices have been up and down for cards like this. Number 6 is Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, down 56 cents to $4.09. This has seen a little Standard, Pioneer, even Modern play, but it's currently not in any of the big decks, at least not consistently. Because of that, it does continue to lose a little value. Number 5 is Korvold, Faker's King, down 66 cents to $9.99. This is the non-foil copy. There's a lot of the foil copies out there right now because a lot of the Brawl decks did get into circulation eventually. Of course, this is the front-facing card for the Savage Hunger Brawl deck. This is a very good Commander and Brawl card. A lot of folks play it there. Sacrifice decks in Standard did see less play towards the end of the season. Perhaps they could get a little push next season by some of the new cards. We'll have to keep an eye on this one. But right now, it is losing some value. Number 4 is Idyllic Tutor, the one from Morningtide, the original. It goes down 67 cents to $12.99. This card, of course, lost a lot of value due to the reprinting in Theros Beyond Death at Rare. This is a big Commander and Brawl card now, though, too, for enchantment-heavy builds. Number 3 is Embercleave. It goes down 74 cents to $12.34. And, of course, you can find a copy of this in the 2020 Challenger deck, Cavalcade Charge. This was in Mono Red Aggro and Gruul Aggro decks last season. Actually did very well over the course of the season. Pioneer, it's also in Mono Red there. Gruul Aggro there as well, and it sees a little Modern play too. Number 2 is Steam Vents, the one from Guild Pact. It goes down $1.04 to $20.03. Again, you have a situation where the card saw some extra distribution. Not this copy necessarily, but the Guilds of Ravnica copy. You can find one of those in the Allied Fires 2020 Challenger deck. Because of that, this original copy has gotten soft. This did see a lot of play though last season in like Jeskai Fires, Temur Reclamation, Temur Adventures, Temur Flash, and more. Pioneer isn't in Soul and more decks played it there. Modern, of course, you're going to find the Shocklands there too. Some of the Urza builds use this one, as a matter of fact, which are still very popular decks in the format. Number 1 is Fabled Passage, going down $1.60 to $13.39. This has become a Standard staple. I don't think that's going to change next season. Also, this card sees play in Pioneer, Commander, Brawl. This is a very popular card, but it is going down in value again because of the Challenger decks. This shows up in not one, but 2 of them. One copy can be found in Final Adventure, and one copy can be found in Flash of Ferocity. Alright, on to the top 5 Standard legal cards that have gained value this week. So what I'm going to do this week is quickly go through the 5 cards and just list some of the brews I've seen that are running these particular cards. The reason these cards are going up ultimately is because a lot of people have high hopes for them going into the next season right now. So let's see what we got. Number 5 is Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. It goes up 92 cents to 1872. I've seen some early Mardu Sacrifice decks running 4 copies of this in the main. I do think they look pretty good. We'll have to see what happens over the coming weeks. This does continue to see some Pioneer play, but sees a fair amount of Modern play right now. Jund, Mardu Shadow, Rakdos Unearth, and more there. Number 4 is Nyx Bloom Ancient, up $1.02 to $13.05, and this isn't moving so much because of standard brews that I've seen anyway, although I'm sure there's something out there because this did see a little standard play last season. However, the reason I think it's moving more than anything is Brawl and Commander, and if you watch the Market Watch every week, you know there's a number of cards that have been going up because they see play with this in Commander. Stands to reason that eventually this card would go up, and I think that's what we're seeing here. Number 3, Teferi Time Raveler, up $1.35 to $19.22. Okay, so if you thought we're going to move into the next season and leave Teferi behind, well, it's not looking that way. I've seen this show up in a lot of different builds, including Bant Cycling, Jeskai Midrange, Yadaro Jeskai Cycling, Modern Bant Snowblade, and much more. Also, remember this sees Legacy and Vintage play too. Number 2 is Breeding Pool. Gatecrash goes up $1.38 to $23.85. Ravnica Allegiance up $1.44 to $23.44. Dissension up $3.87 to $35.75. So out of all the builds I've been seeing, there's a lot that play this color combination that look like they could be good next season. I'm going to quickly name a bunch of them that I've seen. Things like Bant Artifacts, Sultai Nethroi, Simic Escape Protocol, Bant Cycling, 4-color Drachus, Temur Luca Ramp, Yumori Combo, which uses Thassa's Oracle, Flicker effects. That one looks pretty spicy. So even if just a small percentage of those things do well in Standard next season, people might need some breeding pools. Pioneer, of course, this sees play in big decks like Sultai Delirium and more there. Modern, it's in some big decks like Bant Snowblade and much more in that format too. Number 1 is Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath. It goes up $5.95 to $46.09. And as you can imagine, some of the same decks that want breeding pool might want this next season. Some of the decks I've seen using it are Sultai Nethroi, Bant Cycling, 4-color Drachus, Yumori Combo. This does see Pioneer play in Sultai Delirium too, and more decks in that format. Sees play in Bant Snowblade and Modern as well, and other decks there. Even sees Legacy play. This is going to continue to be a hot card long term, although a lot of packs have been open, and I do think at some point this will stabilize and trend down a little bit, even if it does see a lot of play. Okay, time to move on to Pioneer and your top 5 Pioneer legal cards that have lost value this week. Number 5 is Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. It goes down 34 cents to $12.60. This is a card that has seen some price increases over the last few months, so I'm not too surprised to see some retraction here. Percentage of play is also down a little bit on this card compared to where it was a few months ago, but it still sees a fair amount of sideboard play, especially Mono White Devotion, some Azorius Control builds. This also does see some Modern and Legacy play too. Number 4, Escape Shift, the one from Magic 2019, going down 46 cents to $12. Not really seeing any Pioneer play to speak of. Sees less Modern play than it was seeing. It's in Titan Shift and some variations of that deck, but compared to where this card was a few months ago, I'm not too surprised to see it trending down. Number 3 is Mutavault, the one from Magic 2014, going down 46 cents to $20.05. This is another card that did see some pretty big spikes recently, so again, maybe this is expected normalization. This does show up in a lot of big decks in Pioneer. Mono Black Aggro, Rakdos Aggro, Mono Red Aggro, Is It in Soul, and more. Also sees Modern, Legacy, and Commander play too. Number 2 is Kolaghan's Command. It goes down 68 cents to $13.18. This is the one from Dragons of Tarkir. And I have to say that now because this was reprinted in Mystery Boosters, and that's why it's going down in value. Sees a little Pioneer play, but this has always been a pretty big Modern card. You'll find this in Jund and more decks there. Number 1, another card that was reprinted in Mystery Boosters. It's Sliver Hivelord from Magic 2015, going down $3.94 to $22.61 this week. Of course, this is a very popular card in those Commander Sliver builds. Alright, on to your top 5 Pioneer legal cards that have gained value this week. Coming in at number 5, Emrakul, The Promised End. It goes up $1.28 to $37. This is in big decks right now. Sultai Delirium may be the biggest, but also in Mono Green Walkers, Mono Green Ramp, and more. Modern, this is in Eldrazi Tron, Legacy Eldrazi Post. Commander, this has seen increased play with the aforementioned Nyx Bloom Ancient. Also with the new set bringing various ways to cheat creatures in from your library into play in some cases. Larger creatures like this one are definitely getting a little more popular again. This was also mentioned in a Tolarian Community College video this week. I'm not going to point that out throughout the video though, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of cards that showed up in various videos. The Command Zone did a number of them this week. And for the interest of time, I won't keep bringing that up, but no, a lot of cards are going up this week, at least partially due to different content they appeared in. Number 4 is Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth from Magic 2015, going up $1.32 to $22.36. This is a good Pioneer card in Mono Black Aggro and some other decks there. Modern, Legacy, and Vintage players are interested in this too, and it's another highly played Commander card. Number 3, Perforos God of the Forge goes up $1.76 to $14.93, but this is the mystery booster copy of the card. Some of the mystery booster cards are still trying to find their price point. I think that's what you're seeing here, considering this card was reprinted there, as well as one of the secret layers recently. It is a very popular Commander card though, and some people are speculating it will see increased play with a new card. That new card is Reconnaissance Mission. Number 2 is Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. It goes up $2.34 to $36.51. This sees play in mono green walkers and more in the Pioneer format. Modern, you'll find this in Tron decks. Shows up in Legacy as well. Commander, again, I think this is another big creature, seeing a push by Nyx Bloom Ancient and also some of the new cards from Ikoria and Commander 2020. Elamarit's Archive is number 1. This is the one from Mystery Boosters. It goes up $2.95 to $10.59. Commander life gain decks have been very popular ever since Theros brought us Heliod and Daxos and some other cards. It is a solid Commander card in general though, even before that happened, but it has seen increased play because of those cards from Theros. Also, this is a good upgrade to the Timeless Wisdom Commander 2020 deck. Plays pretty well with the Commander there, which we'll see later. Alright, on to Modern, and your top 5 Modern legal cards that have lost value this week. Coming in at number 5 is Bitter Blossom, down $1.34 to $30.05, the one from Ultimate Masters. This was recently reprinted in the Bitter Blossom Dream Secret Lair, and this does see some Modern play and a fair amount of Legacy play too. Number 4 is Jace the Mind Sculptor from Eternal Masters, down $1.86 to $88.04. And I've said this before when it comes to cards like Jace and some of these Modern staples. Everything is shifting now. If you don't want to play Modern, you have another option. You have Pioneer, as well as competitive Commander. That's become more of an option that people are going to, especially in paper. So cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor are softening up a little bit. And I do think they're trying to find their new ceiling when it comes to the level of demand they have. With that being said, though, this is still a big card in Modern. You'll find this in Bant Snowblade and more decks there. Sees Legacy and Vintage play too. Number 3, Cavern of Souls from Modern Masters 2017. It goes down $1.62 to $50.26. This one losing value. Later in the video, you're going to see a different copy going up in value, and it does still see a lot of play. Humans, Eldrazi Tron, Amulet Titan, and more in the Modern format. Also shows up in Legacy and Commander too. Number 2 is Tarmogoyf. This is the Future Sight copy, the more expensive one. It goes down $2.18 to $67.74 this week. Sees play in Jund and Infect and more in the Modern format. Also sees Legacy and Vintage play, but much like Jace the Mind Sculptor, some of these higher end cards continue to go down in value regardless of the play that they see in those formats. Number 1, Send Triplets from Alara Reborn. It goes down $4.45 to $39.99. Big Commander card. It's been extremely popular recently, but it also got a foil reprinting in WPN Mystery Boosters, which is why it's soft right now. Alright, on to the top 5 Modern legal cards that have gained value this week. Granted, some of these are going up more because of Commander, but some are moving really truly because of the Modern format. It does feel like people have reached a point where they're seeing the prices go down low enough that they're starting to pull the trigger on some cards, at least ones from popular decks. Number 5, Cyclonic Rift. You know this one. Sometimes it's in Modern Mono Blue Tron, but it is one of the biggest Commander cards out there, which is why it's moving like this. Return to Ravnica up $1.01 to $25.41. Commander 2014 up $1.84 to $27.25. Modern Masters 2017 up $5.51 to $30 this week. Number 4, Crater Hoof Behemoth. This card has been losing a little value, starting to rebound now. This does see play in Legacy Elves, but it has seen increased Commander play recently because Reese the Redeemed was reprinted in Mystery Boosters. That card got a little cheaper and a little easier to get a hold of, plays very well with this. And also this plays well with Nyx Bloom Ancient. Avacyn Restored up $1.66 to $43. Modern Masters 2017 up $7.06 this week to $49.93. Number 3 is Cephalid Constable. Okay, so Judgment goes up $8.09 to $9.09. 10th edition up $8.83 to $9.95. This one really did get sparked by the Command Zone podcast. I know I said I wouldn't mention that every time a card comes up, but this one in particular, as soon as that episode aired, started to go up in value quite a bit. And it's because of its relationship with one of the new Commander 2020 cards, and that's Otrimi the Ever Playful. So if you mutate this onto the Constable, your opponents could be having a pretty bad day. They'd be facing down a 6/6 trample creature, and every point of damage that gets by from this creature, they have to return target permanent to their hand. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Number 2 is Magus of the Moon. Iconic Masters up 715 to 1699. Future Sight up 1763 to 2742. Now this one is moving because of Modern. This is in Grow mid-range decks, which are very popular right now, doing well online. And typically they run 4 copies of this in the main, 3 copies of Clothy's God of Destiny. And even beyond that deck, this he's playing other Modern builds, he's playing Legacy builds, and it has seen increased Commander play too, since Perforos God of the Forge has been reprinted twice recently. Number 1 is Misty Rainforest. Wow, Modern Masters 2017 up 813 to 7835. Zendikar up 2532 to $96. Okay, so all of the enemy fetches are going up in value to some degree. This is the only one that made our list today, but just know they are all moving in the upward direction currently. So what's happening here? A few weeks ago, Wizards did say that they're going to reprint the enemy fetches in the Secret Lair Ultimate Edition. Well, stores now are starting to list these things online, and they are asking a lot of money for the 5 cards in there. You get one of each enemy fetch, they're non-foil, but I've seen prices anywhere between $300, $400 pretty consistently. Maybe you can find them cheaper at your LGS or if you shop around, but for the most part, people are asking a lot for these things. That's not too surprising because we knew they were going to be extremely limited. But I think the sticker shock has made people realize, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy the singles. Now, there were other sources of reprints coming that Wizards promised, but now with everything being delayed, we don't know when that's going to happen. For example, they said they're going to do a new bundle of Secret Lairs at some point soon online, and if you buy the whole bundle, you'll get one of the 5 enemy fetches at random. We just don't know when that's going to be now. It was supposed to be June. They said later in 2020, there was a non-standard product going to game stores that reprints fetch lands. Again, will it really get there in 2020? We don't know right now. So because of that, people are just biting the bullet. If they needed these for decks, especially for Modern or your Commander decks or what have you, I think they're just going to buy them, especially considering the price did go down recently, at least a little bit. Ultimately, this is a strange story. We'll have to keep an eye on these cards in the future. Okay, let's move on to the Vintage Spotlight. This is where we talk about cards that see play in Legacy, Vintage, 93, 94, or cards that are just popular among collectors. Vampiric Tutor is first. Visions up 627 to 7471. 6th edition up 673 to 6799. Okay. This sees Vintage play, sees a lot of Commander play too, especially in competitive Commander. The deck that is driving a lot of big price jumps in competitive Commander right now is, say it with me, Sushi Hulk. And partially, it's because a lot of people are trying to build that deck. Partially, it's because people are speculating on a lot of the cards that are in that deck because they know a lot of people are building it. And also partly, there's some new cards coming out, and some of them could make the deck a little better, perhaps. Cards like Dranith Magistrate, for example. But for the interest of time in today's video, again, because we have so many cards to talk about, many of you will love this. I'm not going to say Sushi Hulk for every card that does see play in that build, but I will point out cards that are going up because of competitive Commander. 90% of those cards are going up because of Sushi Hulk. Just be aware of that as I go through the video today. But we just got too many cards to go through. I have to keep things moving. Basalt Monolith is next. Commander Anthology goes up $1.02 to $7.89. Commander 2013 up $1.21 to $4.78. Commander Anthology Volume 2 up $1.27 to $7.09. Unlimited up $7.39 to $16.57. We talked about this card last week. It does see play in Legacy, Karn Echo. That's why I put it in this section. But it's a huge Commander card and combos with 2 new cards from Ikoria. Those cards are Kinnan Bonder Prodigy and Zerta the Dawnwaker. Lion's Eye Diamond goes up $7.47 to $214.95 on the reserve list. And this does see Legacy play in Doomsday Storm builds and does see some Vintage play as well. It has seen increased Commander play with Underworld Breach. It combos with that card, Wheel of Fortune and Thassa's Oracle pretty nicely. Also sees play in a lot of other competitive Commander decks. You know what they are. And also this has gotten a boost from some new cards too. Things like Brawlin Sky Shark Rider and Rael the Everwise. Next is Bayou from Revise. This is on the reserve list. It goes up $9.09 this week to $271.07. Mana Drain from Legends goes up $9.69 this week to $129.68. Great Vintage card, and of course he's playing a lot of competitive Commander decks. Will of Satyr. This one's on the reserve list. It goes up $11.02 to $74.98 this week. Some of the random reserve list cards are continuing to go up in value again. This is one of them. Gilded Drake on the reserve list goes up $40.51 this week to $127.99 as this really starts to dry up in the marketplace. Probably a targeted buyout too now that the card is getting harder and harder to find in good condition. But regardless, this does see play in Legacy. You'll find it in the sideboard of Esper Vial, which is pretty popular. Also in Commander, you'll find this in a lot of competitive Commander decks. Scrubland from Unlimited jumps this week. This is, of course, on the reserve list, but it did get reprinted and revised. It goes up $42.45 to $324.99. Mox Jet, of course, this is on the reserve list, and this is the one from Unlimited. It goes up $400.20 to $2,600.29. So the reason cards like this are going up and down right now is because there's not as many listings out there. The big sellers that close down warehouses and various locales have delisted a lot of product. So that does make some of these bigger cards that are harder to find in good condition, that don't see a lot of sales in any given week, more turbulent. As a matter of fact, I didn't put Black Lotus on here, but the Unlimited Black Lotus, it has some really serious market manipulation going on if you try to look up the price on some of the big websites out there, just because there's not a lot of copies for sale and people are putting in some really high asking prices. Now, maybe they're just putting a high price in to fish for an offer and let people know it's available, but it still kind of skews the data. All right, let's move on to the Commander Spotlights. And I know we've talked a lot about Commander already. We're going to talk a lot more about Commander. There's a ton of cards on here. I'm going to go as fast as possible. I'm not going to give every little reason why cards are going up. Just try to hit you with the big headlines. We got Urza's Incubator from Commander 2015. This goes up $1 to $19.23. Of course, this is a big tribal card, especially for Eldrazi in Commander. Ugin the Spirit Dragon up $1 to $61.43. Really big Commander card here, but also sees play in other formats. And Pioneer, this is in Mono Green Ramp and Lotus Breach. Modern Tron decks, Legacy post builds will run this. Sometimes you'll find it in Painter's Grindstone too in Legacy. Walking Ballista goes up $1.04 to $25.41. This has seen increased Commander play with cards like Zerda and Kinnan, who we saw earlier, but it's already been popular in Commander. This also has been seeing a lot of play recently because of Heliod Sun Crowned in the format. Pioneer, this is in Sultai Delirium, Mono White Devotion, and more. Modern Tron builds, Amulet Titan, and more there. And this sees Legacy and Vintage play too. This is just one of those cards that's going to keep creeping up. Ad Nauseam up $1.05 to $22.26. This has seen increased Commander play with Thassa's Oracle in the format, especially in those competitive decks. Modern, you'll find this with Thassa's Oracle and Ad Nauseam builds there. And of course, this also sees Legacy play as well. Dark Confidant up $1.07 to $43.22, the one from Modern Masters 2015. This is seeing more play in competitive Commander decks, which is why I put it on the list. But of course, it also sees Modern, Legacy, and Vintage play as well. Exploration, this is the one from Conspiracy. It goes up $1.08 to $32.21. You'll find this one in Legacy lands, but it's a highly played Commander card. Cryptic Command from Lorwyn, the original, goes up $1.14 to $22.79. Modern, of course, you know this is in Bant Snowblade, Urza builds, Control builds, and more. But again, another card seeing more play in Commander because of those competitive Commander decks that are really starting to catch on more and more. Linvala, Keeper of Silence, goes up $1.15 to $21.15. Very popular in Angel builds. This is the one from Modern Masters 2017. Urza Lord High Artificer up $1.16 to $35.99. And of course, this is another big competitive Commander card. Has seen increased play ever since Emery Lurker of the Lock came out. Also, you know this is a big Modern card in those Urza builds, and it does see Legacy and Vintage play too. City of Brass, this is the one for Modern Masters. It goes up $1.21 to $14.69. Huge Commander card. It's good in those partner Commander decks that like to go a little deeper in color. Many of those happen to be competitive Commander decks, wink wink nudge nudge. Also, you'll find this in Modern Dredge, Ad Nauseam, and more there. Legacy, this is in those Dredge decks too. Warren Clax, Voice of Hunger up $1.23 to $21.26. The one from Iconic Masters. Another card that has seen some increased Commander play because of the big mana decks out there that have been more popular due to Nyx Bloom Ancient. Corridor, Ghost Chieftain up $1.25 to $12.33. This is a spec, I think, but it's a pretty good one because of a new card that's coming out. That's Death's Oasis. They could play well together. Evison, Angel of Hope, the one from Evison Restored. It goes up $1.32 to $33.53. Very popular Commander Angel with a great ability on it. Snapcaster Mage from Modern Masters 2017 goes up $1.40 to $44.65. Again, we have a card that usually shows up like in the Modern section, but has seen a lot of play in competitive Commander, so I did put it here. This is also, of course, a great Modern card in Bant Snowblade and more decks there. Sees Legacy and Vintage play as well. Cursed Totem from 6th edition sees a little Commander play. It goes up $1.43 to $12.59. Teferi's Protection, this is the Mystery Booster copy. Still trying to find its price point, but this is a huge Commander card for white. It goes up $1.50 to $31.49. This one's only found in foil. Kanios and Tiro of Miletus goes up $1.55 to $12.44. Great in group hug decks in the Commander format, and has seen more interest ever since Theros came out. Pact of Negation, Modern Masters up $1.31 to $22. Future Sight up $1.59 to $23.62. And again, another card that is showing up in competitive commander decks quite a bit nowadays. Also, this sees play in Modern, of course, Amulet Titan, and more there. Gaia's Cradle on the reserve list, but there was a Judge promo and foil created before they closed that loophole on the list. This one from Urza Saga, though, goes up $1.59 to $3.50.27. Not really a huge increase for this one, but it does see play in Legacy, Maverick, and Elves builds. Great commander card, played many times in Reese the Redeemed builds, and of course that was just reprinted in Mystery Boosters. Sensei's Divining Top, Champions of Kamigawa up $1.05 to $36.59, Eternal Masters up $1.67 to $40.04. Big vintage card, but it's also a huge commander card. And like I said earlier in the video, there's a bunch of cards that care about what's on the top section of your deck in this new set. And because of that, this is starting to creep up again. Bloom Tender from Mystery Boosters, again trying to find a price point here. It goes up $1.70 to $28.81, very popular commander card. Diabolic Intent up $1.72 to $17.85. This is the one from Battle Bond. And it's another tutor. You know it's going to be good, especially in those competitive commander decks. This is also good with Korvold Faker's King and commander builds, though, too. Cavern of Souls, here's the one that I mentioned would be going up. The original from Avacyn Restored, it goes up $1.74 to $53.98. Prismatic Vista goes up $1.81 to $24.90. Sees a lot of Modern and Legacy play, but now it's seeing extensive commander play, too. Chrome Mox from Eternal Masters goes up $1.91 to $52.63. It sees a lot of Legacy play, and also it's another big competitive commander card. Mana Crypt, big vintage card, big commander card, again, especially in competitive commander. Mystery Boosters goes up $1.18 this week to $131.17. The original book giveaway promo goes up $203 to $267.73. Forbidden Orchard, Commander 2016 up $1.50 to $16.46. Champions of Kamigawa up $205 to $17.03. Vintage Oath of Druids decks play this, another big commander card as well, and does show up in many competitive commander decks. Mikaeus the Unhallowed from Ultimate Masters up $216 to $25.75. This in general is a very good commander card. However, there is a new card that could be pushing this a little bit, and that's Fiend Artisan. Phyrexian Altar from Ultimate Masters up $220 to $28.30, another card that could be seeing some increased play in Commander in the future because of a card from Ikoria. That card is Luminous Broodmoth. Just throw Solemnity in there and you have yourself a combo. Protean Hulk from Dissension up $227 to $10.93 this week. Alright, I gotta say it, I guess. This, of course, is popular because of Sushi Hulk, and you're gonna see the two partner commanders most frequently affiliated with that deck coming up later, too. Second week for this one, Pemin's Aura goes up $227 to $12.31, and this got pushed because of one of the new Commander 2020 cards, and that is Xara the Exemplary. Those two cards make a 2-card unlimited mana combo. Decree of Silence for the second week, too, goes up $231 to $24.50. And the reason this one's going up is because it has a cycling ability that does something when you cycle, and that's going to play really well with one of the new commanders from Commander 2020, Gavi Nest Warden. So you could use Decree of Silence and other cards like it as upgrades for the Timeless Wisdom commander deck, or you could just build around Gavi from scratch. Mana Reflection from Shadowmoor, of course, during that time in Magic where there was a recession, people were cracking less packs. It goes up $244 to $36.40 this week. And of course, this is seeing increased play in Commander because of Nyx Bloom Ancient and those big mana decks. Demonic Tutor revised goes up $250 to $32.93 this week. Mystery Boosters up $252 to $28.60. Great vintage card, great competitive Commander Tutor too. Sylvan Library 5th edition up $1.14 to $35.99. Eternal Masters up $253 to $42.53. Extensive legacy and some vintage play for this card, also a huge competitive Commander card. Worldly Tutor, it's another tutor, imagine that. The 6th edition copy goes up $266 to $20.89 this week. And again, a lot of competitive Commander players could be interested in this. Razorclaw Bear, this is from Portal 2nd Age, so it is getting harder and harder to find in good condition, but this one is more of a casual card for those Bear tribal decks. It goes up $266 to $42.62. Nexus of Fate, only found in foil, goes up $267 to $15.07. And there is a card from Commander 2020 pushing this one. It's Calamax the Stormsire. Staff of Domination from 5th Dawn goes up $269 to $36.82. And we talked about different ways to get endless mana loops in this video, especially with some of the new cards. Well, here's something you can do with that mana. Force of Negation goes up $273 to $33.78. Another card you might think more of as a modern card in Bant Snowblade and other decks there, for example. It sees legacy, it sees vintage play, but it's also seeing a lot more play in Commander because of competitive Commander. Rings of Brighthearth from Lorwyn. This goes up 275 to 4822. Classic Commander combo enabler. And it's a good value card if you're playing more casually too. Mana Vault, 4 copies. 4th edition up $1.37 to $29.78. 5th edition up $1.43 to $30.09. Revised up $1.63 to $33. Ultimate Masters up $2.78 to $46.09. Great vintage card, and you know it's a huge Commander card. Survival of the Fittest. This is on the reserve list, but did get a reprinting as a Judge promo foil again before they closed that loophole. This is the one from Exodus, though, going up $2.84 to $88.97. And this has been seeing some competitive Commander play, but again, there's a new card pushing this one. This is Thiemo, Luminous Enigma from Commander 2020. Dockside Extortionist, very popular Commander card combos with things like Cloudstone Curio and Temur Sabertooth. It goes up $2.94 to $24.39. Skithiryx the Blight Dragon goes up $3.10 this week to $34.19. This has seen some increased play in Commander because of the Dragon reprint and Kaleidoscope Killers, but this is also a very good target for Mutate because of the abilities on it. Enlightened Tutor from Eternal Masters, it goes up $3.22 to $36.54. Another great tutor for competitive Commander, and this sees Legacy play in Painter's Grindstone. Usually that deck will run 3 of these in the main now. Ulamog the Infinite Gyre, Modern Masters 2015 up $1.04 to $31, and Rise of the Eldrazi up $3.36 to $34.24. This is another card that has seen increased Commander play with Nyx Bloom Ancient. And also, again, you have those new cards from Ikoria that might be able to cheat some stuff from the top of your deck into play. These big creatures are interested in that. Wheel of Fortune from Revised. This is on the reserve list, but again, did get one more printing as a Judge promo foil before the loophole ended. Goes up $3.73 this week to $110. And this card has been moving a little bit over the last couple weeks. It has seen increased Commander play ever since Underworld Breach and Thassa's Oracle came out. This also plays well with some new cards like Ryal the Everwise, which we saw earlier, Xeris the Writhing Storm, which we're going to see a little bit later, and this card right here, Shabraz the Sky Shark. Doubling Season is hot again. Battle Bond up $1.35 to $51.86. Ravnica City of Guilds up $1.85 to $55. Modern Masters goes up $3.83 to $55 as well. You already know this is a big Commander card. It has seen increased play with Mystery Boosters reprinting Rees the Redeemed recently. But again, Ikoria and Commander 2020 are pushing this card. Not only are there a lot of cards that are creating +1/+1 counters, which of course Doubling Season loves, but there's also a number of cards creating tokens, creature tokens. And just to name a few of those cards, you have like Trin, Champion of Freedom, Akim the Soaring Wind, Jorina Kudro, and there's Xeris the Writhing Storm. Here's a classic Commander card. It's Power Artifact. It's on the reserve list. It goes up $3.85 to $149.96. Earthcraft on the reserve list too. It goes up $4.06 to $54.03. This has seen increased Commander play recently with Rees the Redeemed again being reprinted. Sword of Feast and Famine. This is the one from the Modern event deck. A little harder to find. It goes up $4.12 to $60.79. Huge Commander card. Also shows up sometimes with Stoneforge Mystic and Modern. Force of Will. Alliance is up $1.95 to $95. Eternal Masters up $4.44 to $106.22. Great vintage card, great legacy card, and a great Commander card, especially in competitive decks. Skullbriar, The Walking Grave, Commander Anthology Volume 2 up $3.65 to $14. Commander up $4.89 to $14.47. Again, with all the new counters coming to Ikoria, not just +1/+1 counters, we have all those keyword counters too, like First Strike counters and Hexproof counters, so on and so forth. This card just gets better. You could use this to upgrade the Symbiotic Swarm deck in Commander 2020, or you could just use this to start to build around a card like Cathril Aspect Warper. Kozilek Butcher of Truth, Modern Masters 2015 goes up $1.64 to $33.69. Ultimate Masters goes up $4.92 to $40.09. Again, going up for the same reasons in Commander that the other Eldrazi are too. Atraxa Praetor's Voice, Commander Anthology Volume 2 up $1.70 to $33.71. Commander 2016 up $5.96 to $36.88. This can only be found in foil. Popular Commander card, and like we've been saying, a lot of cards that are from Commander 2020 or Ikoria are creating +1/+1 counters. Plus, this could be a good mutate target with all those abilities. Tymna the Weaver, only found in foil, goes up $7.33 to $38.49 this week. This is one of those 2 partner commanders for Sushi Hulk I mentioned earlier. And here's the other one. Thrashios Triton Hero goes up $8.01 to $50. Also only found in foil. Hunting Grounds. This is a card that just dried up this week. It started to climb last week. This week, though, it goes up $23.93 to $29.75. And this will play very well with some of those big creatures coming from Ikoria. All right, on to the Pauper Spotlight. We made it. All right, let's see what's happening in the world of Pauper. We have a mystery booster preordain here going up 10 cents to 227. Again, partially these mystery booster cards are just trying to find a price point. That's why this one's jumping up like this. But this is a big competitive commander card nowadays. Also sees play in Pauper and Delver Fairies, Dimir Control. Gets Legacy and Vintage play too. Terminate. This is another one for mystery boosters up 14 cents to 90 cents. This sees Pauper play in a variety of different builds. Also can show up in Modern. And it does see a lot of commander play. Ancestral Mask. Third verse, same as the first. This one's from mystery boosters too, up 11 cents to $1. And this is in Pauper Hexproof builds. This has also seen increased commander play recently with Citizen Champion, or other cards from Theros that are enchantments or care about enchantments. Priest of Titania, fourth verse, same as the first from mystery boosters. It goes up 11 cents to $2.69. You'll find this in Elves builds and Pauper, also a popular commander card in Elves builds too. Muldrifter, fifth verse, same as the first, of course, from mystery boosters, up 20 cents to $1.21. And this is in Tron, Azorius Flicker, and more in the Pauper format. Shows up in Modern as well, and it's another huge commander card. And finally, sixth verse, same as the first, it's Night's Whisper, and this is from mystery boosters too. It goes up 39 cents to $1.59. You'll find this in Mono Black Control. Okay, I usually do a premium spotlight. I looked for some cards to talk about, but the ones that I found spiking were really targeted by manipulation pretty strongly, and I didn't want to talk about those cards and just say, well, it's not really worth that. So just keep an eye on the premium market right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. And like I said earlier, I think it ties into the fact that there's less copies of some of these rare cards for sale because some of the big sellers just aren't selling cards right now. With that out of the way, though, that is our market watch for this week. Hey, as always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a great day.